Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us is not a new knife, but it is new to me, although it is not new to the house. This is the HEA Designs Hunter. This is a gorgeous little knife. I know I've said in the past that I don't really like small knives, but every once in a while, something comes along that catches my eye and my attention. This is one of those knives. This is carbon fiber and titanium and 154 cm steel done just beautifully. The clip point on this is astonishing. I saw one of these for the first time in person at Blade Show East in Atlanta back in June, and in fact, Women Carry Knives bought one for herself, and I passed because I was looking at other things. But I'll tell you, this thing is one of the only front flippers that I just love, and I do. And so we have gone back and forth on who gets to carry the one that she has in her collection on and off since it got home. I got tired of that because that's her knife. She has her own collection and it's not mine to play with unless she says go ahead. So I figured what I would do is start looking for one of my own, and recently I found someone who was selling one, so I bought it. The action on this little thing is superb. You can middle finger flick it, but of course the primary deployment is a front flip, which I can do exceptionally well on this. There are some front flippers where I can't get a hold of the handle, I think, in such a way that allows me to do a good job because of my big giant meat hooks. But this thing has never been a problem, and that's one of the reasons I wanted it. The edge on this thing is gorgeous. It is not ridiculously thin behind the edge, but it is slicey enough. It is an excellent small EDC knife. I really enjoy it. Let's take a look at what you get size-wise. Okay, we get 2 3/4 of cutting surface, just about 3 inches of 154 cm steel. It is only about 3 millimeters thick. It's a relatively thin stock. The titanium and carbon fiber on this thing are just gorgeous. It is, even though this is a used knife, this belonged to somebody else, it is still flawless. It is very light. It is just an easy carry, and the fact that you can deploy it with a middle finger flick or that front flipper makes it just a marvelous fidget toy as well. Every once in a while, like I said, a small knife comes along that just speaks to me. This is one of those knives. This is a knife that combines super functionality with absolute design aesthetic. Let's do a size comparison of something that's ridiculously big by comparison. This, of course, is the Rat Model 1. As you can see, the HEA Designs Hunter is a small knife, but that's okay. It's small in a way that fits, is because of this flare right down here by the pinky. I get a full grip if I really need to squeeze on it. It's not that kind of knife. You're not going to hard use this, but if you want to, because of this clip point, man, you can get right up to the top and do really fine work with this thing. It's also a really good push cutter because of the nice thick handle and this flare down here. Again, this is a great knife. Now, these were only a couple $100 new. I paid less than that, of course, because it is used. They are available on the secondary market. And while I don't usually push small knives, I'm going to say this. If you are looking for a good small knife and you've got larger hands, so you need something that is not too obtrusive, that's easy to carry, that's lightweight, if you can find one of these, get it. The guys over at HEA Designs tend to make some really funky knives. This is a straightforward EDC cutter, and I love it, man. I'm really happy that this thing is here. As I said, you can find these on the secondary market. I hope that they will release them or something like them again down the road, because sometimes you want a small knife. Even me, who carries these enormous, giant chunks of metal, every once in a while I want something that is just a little more reserved. And this is that knife for me. The overall length on this, before I let you guys go today, what are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 3/4 overall. 3-inch blade. It's 1, 2, 3.5, 3 3/4 of handle area. Look, If you're looking for small knives, there are a million choices, but one of the things you got to watch for if you got bigger hands is whether or not that small knife is going to work for you. I have a good selection of smaller knives because I do like to have something I can just drop in a pair of light shorts, you know, or into dress pants and go. And my big giant tanks don't always work for me. But over the years, I've learned to be very careful which ones I bring into the collection because there's a difference between small and too small, and it often comes down to the handle design. You know, recently I had a Riot built the Pena Mini Diesel, and while that was a beautiful knife, which was larger than this by quite a bit, the way that the handle was designed meant that I was constantly struggling with the swell down here where the pinky rests. This is a small knife without any of those concerns. This is just a wonderful design. I'm really happy it's here. I haven't had a chance to use this one that much, although I have carried women carry knives quite a bit when she's been okay with it. But now that I've got one of my own, I will spend a lot more time with it, and that makes me really, really happy. When I say that I don't like small knives, you know, come on. I do, of course. There's beautiful art and artistry and design in smaller knives. What I generally mean is I don't generally carry smaller knives. Excuse me. I prefer larger knives. I really do. But that being the case, when I need a small knife, I want a small knife. And in my collection, there are a series of knives that meet those parameters. This is the newest edition, and I am really happy it's here. Anyway, again, this is the HEA Designs Hunter. It is 154 cm steel. It is carbon fiber and titanium. The action on it is stellar. It is a small, compact, usable EDC blade. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've loved having you here with me. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel on a regular basis. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time.